Morning guys. So I'm going to share with you now a short little standing sequence, maybe 20-30 minutes, that's focused on knee strengthening. So a lot of you have issues with your knees or your hips, so this session will be focused on standing poses to strengthen those areas. Okay, so perhaps you've already done a little bit of a warm-up, which is fantastic. If not, hit the pause button and do a little cat-cow or go back to one of the prior warm-up sequences. So we're going to begin this session in standing in Tadasana. And just for a moment, taking your attention down to your feet, just connecting with the earth through the feet. Lift and spread the toes and connect with our tripod foot, all of the big toe, all of the little toe and the heel. Gently draw those points together. So we're going to move in time with the breath. Inhale, raise the arm, exhale down. Just continuing to come into the body, bring the attention into the body as a whole, even though we're going to be focusing on the strength in the lower body. The strength in the lower body gives freedom to the upper body. Okay, then both arms together, inhaling. So just letting the arms float up, feeling the breath lifting the chest to give momentum to lift the arms. Continue with that, or if you like, little arch strengthener now for the feet. Inhale, coming up, exhale down. Also nice little challenge for balance, so focusing on a stationary point ahead of you. Okay, lovely, and coming back into Tadasana. So you can take the thumbs into the groin, so kind of the bendy, the creasy bit. So when you bend your legs, you just want your thumbs to rest in the crease of the groin there. Fingers face outward. So this is our cue to remember when we're doing many of our standing poses that there's a sense of sinking down from the groin. That's that feeling of thumb pressure to remind you. Sinking down, and because there's a tendency for the knees to come in, the fingers remind us to turn back out. Okay, so you've got that alignment, hip, knee, middle toes. And if you notice the relationship with the arches of the feet, as you bring the knees together and turn the hips in, then the arches of the feet collapse. So this line of the legs connects the hips, the knees and the feet, and so problems in one area will have a knock-on effect. With all our standing poses in this leg strengthening sequence, we're looking at knees being just that little bit wider than the hips. Not too wide, okay? You don't want to feel like you're going to roll over on your ankle. As you draw the knees out, it will draw the arches of the feet up and you might feel the ball of the foot lifting, but just ground it back down. Draw the ball of the big toe towards the heel. Okay, so coming gently down as far as you're comfortable. And we'll bring the arms into play again. So inhale, reach up, exhale down. Okay, feel the weight in your feet, feel your tripod feet, and getting a sense that you're, excuse me, getting a sense that you're symmetrical. So watch any tendency, okay, perhaps you've got the video there in front of you. You've got tendency if one leg's weaker or one hip's tighter to go one way or the other. If you wanted to work more strongly there, you can hold the arms up and stay in the full Ardha Utkatasana. And you can feel those legs working like crazy. And exhale down. And relaxing, so relaxing back into Dasana. And just feeling that energy, the buzz of sensation through your body, starting to get the blood moving into the muscles. Okay, so from Tadasana, we're going to step back. Keep the feet hip width apart, so maybe 4 inches wide. Okay, stepping back with your left leg, right leg forward to begin. Okay, and checking again, if you look at me front on, when we bend that knee, we've still got that nice straight line. So you can see my pelvis is facing the front, knee directed out. And so some of you remember in class, we've been doing a lot of work. You can press that knee out into the hand. And so if you've got some weakness in the hip, you might want to spend a little bit of time focusing on that, pressing the knee out. Okay, it's very gentle, maybe 20% effort, but you want to be able to hold it. You want to have that endurance to actually hold it for a length of time. Okay, so you can keep your thumb in the groin as a reminder of that alignment. We're going to inhale, reach left arm up, exhale down. Now maybe stay with that if that feels like enough for your knees. Or if you want to work a little bit harder, inhale, reach up, and exhale, folding down towards the foot or the floor, and inhale back up. Okay, so making sure that the knee doesn't move, my legs working like crazy here. Okay, and there's a sense of lifting the pelvis up and over the groin. So I'm thinking of a few of you that need to be really attentive. You need to make sure that your leg muscles are working. Okay, and of course the hip as well. Okay, nice and slowly. The slower you do it, the harder you'll work, which will bring you more benefit, more strength. Okay, and on your next exhale, bring the hands back to the hips. Step the feet together back to Tadasana. And change sides. Right leg back, left leg forward, bending the knee as deep as you're willing, sliding your hand down onto that leg, so just checking the alignment of the leg, hip, knee, middle toes in line, pelvis parallel to the front of your mat. Okay, back heel up if you can, that helps to bring the pelvis round. Okay, you can always take the heel to the wall, or if you take the heel down, just make sure you're turning right way back round to the front. And the arm movement. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, down. And staying with that, or going that little bit deeper towards the foot. You can go as deep as you like there. You don't need to get all the way down. And after the next inhale of the arm up, exhale, hands back to the hips, step the feet back to Tadasana. And take some nice big breaths. If you rest your hands on your hips, gently lift the chest, roll the shoulders down and back. And just feel inhaling up into the chest. Exhale, engaging the pelvic floor. Okay, so we're going to step the legs along the long line of the mat now. Turn the right foot out to 90 again. So this time the pelvis is opening around to the front. So we're still interested in keeping that leg in line. Okay, the knee here is the most important thing. You don't need to open the pelvis all the way around. The pelvis will open out to the front as much as this right hip allows. So keep that knee turning out, hip, knee, middle toes in line, arch of the foot drawn up. Your heels are in line. Okay, and again you can check, press the knee gently out into the hand, make sure those hip muscles are working. And this time we're going to inhale and trace an arc in front of the body. Inhale, exhale. Okay, stay with that, or again, if you want to go deeper and work harder, exhaling all the way down towards the foot, inhaling up, exhaling, inhale. Absolutely no movement in that right leg. Keeping the breath relaxed, flowing gently. And next time you inhale and come up, exhale, straighten the leg, hands to the hips, feet to the front. Okay, turn the left leg out to 90, right toes in. So you can slide the hand to the outer knee again. Gently press that knee out into the hand, or maybe bring the hand back up into the groin. And then our arm movement. Inhale, high and wide, exhale. No movement at all in that left leg. So our movement comes, it's the turning through the waist. Okay, the pelvis moves a little bit. You can see as you exhale back to the front, the pelvis can relax forward, and then it opens gently out to the side, but most of the movement to bring the arm up comes from the turning through the waist. Okay, and if you like, all the way to the floor. Okay, and next inhale up, straighten the leg, feet to the front, and focusing again on the breath. So I'm just going to turn to face you all. Okay, so inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, engage the pelvic floor. Just really feeling that invitation to embodiment. Each breath inviting you to bring your attention into your body. Okay, let's step the feet back together. So we're going to come back to our Utkatasana, and I'm going to give you two options here. So inhale, bending the knees, and exhale, lift the hips and fold forward. Inhale, bend the knees, and we'll add in the arms. Exhale, fold forward. Okay, so nice and easy. Inhale, exhale. Now those of you that can go deeper, so if you can get into a squat all the way to the floor, then that's what we're going to do. So going as deep as you can manage, staying symmetrical. Inhale and exhale. So ideally keeping the heels down. There's more benefit from the back for the back with the heels down. Although, you know, it's still highly beneficial for the hips and knees to squat like this. If you've got a brick or two, you can bring the brick there to sit on, or maybe one brick either side. Okay, and then, so if you're just not quite there, if you feel like you're going to topple back, sit on the brick or go in close to the wall. So here's our inhale position, and exhaling. Nice and slowly, attentive to the alignment, attentive to symmetry. Really enjoying the strength in the legs. Okay, and then strong in the legs, come up. Okay, let's take our legs wide to the side again. So we're going to finish just with one more little hip mobility exercise, finish this standing sequence. So bend the knees a little bit, hands on your hips, and I just want you to familiarise yourself with isolating the pelvic movement. Okay, it's like the action we do when we do cat-cow on the floor. As you inhale, you lift the tail and lift the chest. Exhale, tuck the tail and round the chest. So really don't lose the chest movement here. So all of the body's interconnected. Inhale, exhale. So when we come into any forward bend, and at the moment it's our wide-legged forward bend, then the tail's leading. So we inhale, lift the chest, lift the tail, and exhale, fold forward from the pelvis. So we'll do that maintaining a straight back for a moment, and you can look at me side on again. Inhale, exhale. So back nice and straight. In fact, mine's even a little bit arched. Better to have a little bit arched that way than to be rounded that way. So take a look at yourself. Okay, maybe you've got the video there to give you the feedback. Are you keeping that chest open? And some of you, if you do what I do and over arch, then maybe that'll be uncomfortable too. So you want to come back to straight. But for all of us, it's a focus on keeping the chest lifted. Inhale, come up. Inhale, lift the chest, exhale, fold forward. And then depending on your mobility, the pelvis leads you forward, and then maybe you can let the back surrender comfortably. Rest elbows on bent knees, or if you can reach the floor, maybe with a little bit of help. The knees don't need to be straight. Okay, if you're very flexible, they might be, but if they are straight, just be attentive that you're not locking them back. So it's sometimes better to keep a little bit of bend in the knee, even if you have the flexibility. So in this position, wherever you are, we're just going to gently slide the pelvis side to side to mobilise the hips. Okay, and try to keep the chest lifted. Don't start doing this. Chest lifted. If you're at the floor, okay, a little bit stronger. And if you got really deep in that squat before in the full Utkatasana, then you might like to come all the way down. So you're coming down on the inside of that knee. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Okay, and feeling that stretching out through the groin. So if you've got issues with your knees or hips, another really relevant thing is the mobility in the groin. Okay. And then if it's comfortable too, you can relax all the way forward. Just resting that forward bend for a moment. If your back's had enough, just come back upright. Okay, you can interlace the hands behind the back. and draw the palms down. So just give the back a little break, instead focusing on the neck, turning the head side to side. If you're hanging forward like this, then relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the neck. The full pose, the hand comes back between the feet and you're pulling the crown of the head towards the floor. If you're really comfortable there, maybe stretching along each leg individually. Okay, now strong in the legs, bend the knees to come up and step the feet back together and relaxing into Dasana. Okay, now make sure you've got nothing around you that you could trip on. Final pose now, promise. We're going to do our standing on one leg. So first of all, coming back to the feet and those lovely tripod feet, just feeling the connection you have with the feet and the earth beneath you. Okay, feel that groundedness. Be grateful for your capacity to balance on two legs. Find a stationary point ahead of you. And we're just going to shift the weight over onto that single leg, taking the opposite leg. So if you're standing on the right leg, take the left leg back behind you. Now if your balance is really poor, then it might be enough just to stay with that. Okay, if you're willing, if you know you're steady enough, then closing your eyes. If you feel unbalanced, you just bring your tiptoe down. So we're just going to hold it maybe 30 seconds. Feeling the groundedness, feeling your connection with the earth. Okay, so that's well over 30 seconds, relaxing down. Okay, let's do the second side. So transitioning over onto the left leg, the other leg, taking the opposite leg back behind you. So you can lean forward just that little bit, it helps to engage the leg. Okay, keeping eyes open if you feel unsteady. Closing them if you're willing to take the challenge. And gracefully lowering, opening your eyes, and relaxing back into Dasana. So you might like to repeat that each side, challenging yourself to hold for a little bit longer, maybe up to a minute. This is also the preparation pose for our Vriksasana. Okay, so you can challenge your balance that little bit further, bringing the left foot into the right inner thigh. Balance permitting, raising the arms up above the head. And there's this focus still of tucking the outer thigh down. Focusing on a stationary point ahead of you there. Really lovely balancing. Okay, if it's not available, then that's fine, just continuing with the prior position. I'm going to gracefully lower out of it and change sides. And releasing. And shimmy. Relaxing back into Tadasana. Okay, so you might like to continue now into some forward bending poses in your own time, or if you're completing your practice here, just coming down to lying. And hug the knees into the chest for a moment. Nice relaxed breathing. As you exhale, you hug the knees in, and the inhale, you just relax away a little. And then sliding your hands down to the feet, guiding the feet to the floor. Take the arms wide to the side, rolling side to side to tuck your shoulder blades under. If you like, have some support under the head. If you like, you can straighten the legs out, maybe resting them over a bolster. And just come into stillness now. Be completely still except for your breath. With each exhalation, surrendering any tension in your mind, any tension in your body to the earth beneath you. Feel the immensity of the earth and supported by that immensity. Infinite strength and stability. Feel free to remain in Shavasana as long as you like. Make your transition on to another practice, maybe a yoga nidra or some pranayama. Or if you're leaving us at this point for your day, if you wish to close with 3 arms with me, bring your hands together at your heart. Inhale. Gently bow your head to your hands. Namaste. May you all be well. May you all be happy.